This is Rory Blake. I'm coming to you from the Cinco de Mayo celebration at Carowinds. Normally I wouldn't post during a holiday like this, but I promised Heidi Prieb that I would. There was a discussion earlier today about emotions, and I just had to give the evidence that I found that either in the literature or through experimental evidence that the microbiome damage to the microbiome that's so common today in America is the cause of the problems with people not getting along as well as they have in the past, lack of civility, all the things that are just awful about society today. It's because of changes that were made to the microbiome. People really don't know that well, maybe people do, that we're 97% of the same DNA of chimpanzees and other great apes. And so the only difference that makes us human is in the microbiome. In fact, the microbiome is responsible for almost 100% of things that make us human. If it weren't for that, then we would be just like the chimpanzees. And I'm afraid that if we have more damage to the microbiome, that's what's going to happen to us. Pesticides, herbicides, preservatives in bread, antibiotics in meat, all these things damage the microbiome. The carbonated beverages that we all are drinking, every one of them in America is contaminated, and this contamination causes the certain species of bacteria in our gut to grow exponentially. In fact, they can grow quadruple in even as short as a couple hours. So when that happens, it pushes out all the other ones, and we lose the diversity of our microbiome. In fact, people going into nursing homes, bless their hearts, most of them, it's because they've gotten down to where they've only gotten one. This is in the literature, that they've only gotten to where there's only one dominant bacteria in their whole gut, and without the interaction of all the different bacteria together, you don't get the complex neurotransmitters and things that the behavior of our body depend on as humans. So I'm not saying that people become less human, but it's certainly less complex behavior and thought when everybody's easily angered and everybody's easily scared, and it's because of we're losing the complex neurotransmitters or precursors or chemical intermediates that the gut makes that help us to be what we are as humans. So it's a sad thing that's happening, and I mean, certainly there's emotional problems in everybody, but a lot of the things that are considered to be emotional, it's like being gay. This is going to really make the people that are anti-abortion hate me, but the gay gene, or the gay, what happens is that the microbiome determines your sexual preference, and so at 10 weeks, if you're not wanted, then it puts in motion the complex series of things that make you a gay person. So it's part of being human, and although that particular thing can be replicated in mice, but due to overcrowding, high cortisol, but there's a lot of things that are more complex than people understand, and it's just not a good thing to lose diversity. You can help diversity by walking. We were designed as hunter-gatherers, so we're designed to walk, and any nutrition that we take in is taken up by the bad bacteria to cause their exponential growth if we don't walk. If it just sits there, then they get first shot at all the protein. They don't mess with any of the fatty acids, but the fatty acids are absorbed right where they land, but the protein's eaten up by these bad bacteria, and we don't realize that we've got parasites, that bacteria that have turned into parasites, because most of them leave in the stools. It's not like a tapeworm or something that gets bigger and bigger and you notice it. You don't notice that your losing your nutrition till all of a sudden you're declining. You're physically declining because your body has to steal from structure to continue, because all your protein is going away in your stool in the form of more bacteria. So a lot of the behavioral problems that we're seeing from people, and I hate to say it, but somebody's got to do some research on this to back me up, but it's because we're losing the ability to be human. And there are people that benefit from this, so they're going to let it happen, but it's certainly not a good thing for our society. So the microbiome, in summation, the microbiome is so much more important to people's behavior and ability to be human than you think. And we've got so many things against, and especially in America, that are against civility and against, actually against the ability to be human, that we need all the help we can get. So anyway, thank you for the time. I'm sorry I rambled, but there's so much in this subject that needs to be put out in the public, and thank you for considering that there is some other things behind what's going on in society than what you've been led to believe in the press. So thank you again. Have a great Cinco de Mayo. Bye.